Alrighty, welcome into Chalk Talk Social. It is Tuesday, December 23rd, and the college football playoffs is finally in full effect. The NFL playoffs is taking shape. We got a couple teams get locked their spot into the playoffs. Maybe some that I wish didn't, that I wish did this weekend, meaning the Packers and the Bears. But so be it. Aaron Rodgers helps my Packers out a little bit after the Bears lost, so makes me feel a little bit better. Iman, you're all shiesty out. What's going on,
I'm
man?
on all big bullshit tonight. All big bullshit. We're out of the playoffs. Lamar's hurt again. I'm feeling ready to just slide it up and go do some things because I'm hurting, but I'm still
When they
about my
masked
money.
up.
Yeah, I'm still about my biz, and you know it's me. Even with the shiesty, when you hear that, there it is. But goodness grief, man, I'm masked up, ready to do something. I'm hurt. We done. It's time, but hey, I'm here.
I'm sorry, man. And that was brutal. We'll obviously get into the Ravens a little bit more, but
Yeah.
like the fumbles, they can't stop fumbling. Lamar gets hurt, like you said. And then I think the most just coaching malpractice worthy of jail time is being up 2 scores and you don't give Derrick Henry the ball once.
We got
What are you doing?
the best closer, Mariano Rivera of football, because in the fourth quarter, he's gonna wear you out. I get Snoop Menace. I get it. They have all these high expectations and hopes, and he can do what Lamar do. Stop with the shit. Just turn around and give King Henry the football. I don't care if it's 30 times in the fourth quarter. Turn around, give him the football, and let's get out of the game. But hey,
just crazy. I mean, hey, put it this way: it did not help with Harbaugh's hot seat. It got way hotter.
It's time.
It got way hot.
I've been saying it all year. It's time. Give Lamar one of these young, innovative, offensive guys. It's time. Please, Baltimore. It's time. It's time.
Go ahead.
No. I'm good.
I was gonna say, speaking of time, I don't know if you saw Shador got Quinshawn Jenkins' leg cooked this weekend on that screen pass that Jenkins' leg got blown out on. But Shador, they almost beat the Bills. The Browns did. So that's with Shador getting his teammate's leg killed.
Yeah, he was all check down Danny this whole game. Bro. I mean, that's all he was actually doing. It's like he's scared to make a play now. But
seems like someone got to him though, because after the presser that Shador did afterwards, they asked, bless you, they asked a question to Shador that was like obviously trying to like divide the players and stuff.
Yeah.
Shador had his most grown up answer he's ever given in a presser. So seems like someone's been in his ear. It seems like there's a level of maturity maybe coming around with him, which I think was the big red flag coming out, and we'll see. It seems like he's still gonna have a couple games to prove his worth, but hey, you know what it is on a Tuesday. It is a top 10 and 10. We'll get into a couple topics afterwards. Joey's not with us, so we're only going to do the Packers-Ravens recap, which is probably good after my Packers lost to the Bears. And yeah. I'm happy that game was on Saturday, so I have some extra time to sit on this one and be a little bit emotionally more stable. But why don't we kick it off? The top 10 and 10. Number 1. Like we said, the college football playoffs has kicked off, and as it kicks off, the G5, the group of 5 schools have been immediately kicked out, as many assumed. Bama escapes the jaws of defeat, and Texas A&M completely collapses with a whole type of no-show dud performance. And speaking of the G5, the big thing here is a lot of debate got sparked over if a group of 5 schools should be allowed to participate in the college football playoffs after Tulane and JMU both got belts to ass this weekend. Games are not competitive in the slightest. But you know what? We'll get into it more after the top 10 and 10. Hey, there's been P4 schools. Power 4 schools have blown out other Power 4 schools in the playoffs. So, I don't see the difference. It happened last year. Ohio State smoked Tennessee. Over to Bama, they overcome a 17-0 first half deficit to win the game. They flipped the script from folks online losing their minds that this program is dead. Let Kalen DeBoer go to Michigan and ruin them. Just to finish off, like, just kidding, we're actually really good and we're still here. And then, like I said, Texas A&M, they're able to only manage 3 points against Miami. Marcel Reed, quarterback, what started as a Heisman season finishes in just flat out 2 terrible games. In fact, this goes back-to-back seasons now. He's had 2 SEC title runs and 2 either a bowl game or a playoff game. And in those 4 total games dating back to last year and this year, he has 7 interceptions and only 1 game with a touchdown pass. Brutal down the stretch for Marcel Reed. What's next?
Hey, number 2 are Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval knocking off the number 1 AFC team right now, 34-20 in the Broncos, and they are on a heater right now. The Broncos was on an 11-game winning streak, and the Jaguars say, no, not right now. Trevor Lawrence is still playing at a super top 5 quarterback in the league level. He went 23 for 36, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, and another one on the ground. Listen to this, people. Trevor Lawrence, and since week 13, 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1,050 yards. Unbelievable. You cannot say that is not top 5 quarterback in the league right now. And listen, one thing that's more impressive to me is a defense full of nobodies. And I don't want to say nobodies because they're all NFL guys. Salute to them. You did what you needed to do getting in the NFL, but no true superstars on the defense actually playing great football. Once again, the Denver Broncos is the number 1 seed in the AFC. Jaguars knocked them off. Hey, AFC, you might want to watch out for Duval.
Duval. Let's stay in the AFC. Number 3, the Steelers. Speaking of staying hot, the Steelers stay hot. They beat the Lions, surprisingly. But in the effort, DK Metcalf gets suspended for the final 2 games of the season for swinging on a Lions fan. And that Lions fan sounds like he said some pretty effed up stuff. But DK, you got to be a pro, man. You cannot be going up. I don't care if he's talking about your mother. I don't care if he's calling you things he shouldn't be calling you. You are on the NFL sideline. You are a player. You got to know better. You got to be more mature than that. Now you're costing your team in a seriously hot playoff run. You're not going to be out there. They already got no weapons. So damn shame DK had to go out and do that. And damn shame dude had to say something to DK to trigger a response. But hey, Steelers win. Like I said, 3-game win streak right now. 19 straight winning seasons for Mike Tomlin. Say what you want. Hot seat's hot. But hey, the guy just keeps coaching, winning football. Some way, somehow, he ends up with a winning record and most likely in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, talk about more hot quarterbacks right now. He's playing clean. He's playing efficient. He's got some vintage Rodgers moments happening right now. Over the last 3 games, that win streak, he's got an 80% adjusted completion rate, over 780 passing or total yards, 5 total touchdowns, no picks, 8 big-time throws, and 106 passer rating. The offense is playing much better. They've scored 27-plus points in 4 of their last 5, and the defense just held a feared Lions rushing attack to 15 yards. What did we say a couple episodes ago? Just stop the Lions from running the ball, and you can win. They are 1-6 when you stop Jahmyr Gibbs from having more than 3.5 yards per carry. Tough look. But look, hey, that defense is still hit or miss on what's going to show up on a given week, and that's what's kind of keeping Tomlin on the hot seat right now. What's next?
North Carolina, take your shirt off, twist it around your head. Listen, the Carolina Panthers again squeak another win this weekend over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 23-20. Listen, the Carolina Panthers has actually jumped in the driver's seat for their first time to be able to win the NFC South since 2015. All they have to do is just keep playing good football. It was funny because I like this nickname, Bryce the Carolina Reaper, continuing to play well. And yes, it was a modest game, only going 21 for 32, 191 yards. But the best thing about Bryce Young is he's becoming elite when it matters. 12 OT and fourth quarter game winning drives already in his young career. He is not turning over the football. Yes, they are winning games with him throwing under 200 yards, but listen, he's not turning over the ball. They're getting wins. Quarterbacks are judged on wins. Also, Rico Dow goes over 1,000 yards, even though he wasn't starting since week 5, and it's kind of looking like Cowboys should have kept him on the roster. Defense playing good football at this time. Hey, and don't sleep because people think Carolina got a bunch of bad wins. They beat 2 of the best teams in the NFC. Green Bay Packers and the Rams are 2 of the best teams in the NFC with possible Super Bowl contending teams. So I would not sleep on the Carolina Panthers. If y'all let them squeak in this playoffs, don't be surprised if they get a first-round win against one of these other teams.
Yeah. Hey, anytime anyone's overlooked them, they pull out a win. Next, in the NFC again, the Seahawks. They get their sweet revenge on the LA Rams with an overtime 2-pointer to walk it off. It's the first ever 2-point game winner in overtime in NFL history, going to Eric Saubert, the third or fourth string tight end of that team. Look, Seattle trailed 16 points in the fourth. And granted, Puka popped off for 225 yards. Obviously, the bigger headline with Puka is the after game. Before the ink's even dry on the game, he's out there tweeting about the referees, deleting it, but the internet had already done its thing. It happened so quick that Sean McVay got asked about in his presser after the game. And he didn't even know what to say because he didn't know what happened. It happened that quick. So Puka just had a tough week in the news. But look, this Seahawks defense continues to prove to be as legit as it gets after facing a gauntlet of rushing attacks these past 3 weeks and not allowing a single run of over 12 yards to either the Colts with Jonathan Taylor, the Falcons with Bijan and Algier, great running back duo, and then the Rams with Corum and Kyron Williams. They've also now defeated 3 10-win teams, in the Texans, a great defense, Jaguars, great overall right now, and the Rams. And they got that win against the Steelers, who got 9 wins. There should be no debate at this point. You could debate the Rams, but it should be the Seahawks, who are the clear favorites to come out of the NFC at this point, regardless of how many ghosts Sam Darnold might see when you put a little bit of pressure on him. What's next?
Hey, John Harbaugh, guess what? Your brother's going to be hiring soon, because that seat that you're in is the devil's throne. John Harbaugh is in the hot seat after blowing a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter against the New England Patriots this weekend. I mean, what a blunder of a coaching job you're doing here, buddy. This is the 20th time in the regular season and playoffs that you've blown a 2-score lead. But not only is bad this year, we have Derrick Henry, who was lighting New England tail up. And guess what? In the fourth quarter, up 2 touchdowns. Do you hand him the ball? No. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to be on Jim's team next year, because enough's enough. Listen, we got to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. Lamar, soft. The rest of the defense, soft, like can't close a game. Y'all were playing good, and granted, we keep turning over the football. We keep fumbling, but that's still no reason why John Harbaugh is not going in this fucking headset and telling our offensive coordinator, hey, listen, win, lose, or draw, put it on Derrick Henry's back. Let's close this game out. But he won't do it. So guess what? Maybe next year, Baltimore, we are out of the playoffs this year. Even if we made the playoffs, do we actually have any faith that we could have did anything in the playoffs next year? Please, let's get a new voice, a new face, and a new leader. John Harbaugh, we thank you for our Super Bowl. We thank you for the years you've given us, but everything must come to an end, and it's over for you, buddy.
Hey, you got my Packers this next week. Might be a battle of the backups with Love concussed and Lamar got old man back. Hey, don't worry. At least Harbaugh said after the game, hey, Derrick Henry should have been in there. Hey, no shit. You know who could have done that for us? The head coach. You. Anyways, what's up next? We got the Kansas City Chiefs. We talked about it last episode. It is official. They are leaving Missouri for Kansas. The team's first season will be in Kansas in 2031, since the lease on Arrowhead Stadium is up in 2030. It's going to be 70% publicly funded. So that's something. The team will be building a dome. And, as we should recall, Mahomes has been absolutely dominant inside of domes. And I looked at the mocks, and not a lot of people have seen the mocks. And I'm going to tell you, it is so extremely boring and lazy, carbon copy of all the other recent stadium type things. No creativity. It is what it is. Looks cool and modern, but it looks the same as everything else. And to me, it's just kind of wild that when you think about it, Chiefs are a family-owned team. The Hunt family, or did I say a family-owned team? They're a family-owned team by the Hunt family forever. Lamar Hunt builds Arrowhead Stadium. It goes up in 1972. Iconic stadium for all his sports, just for his son Clark Hunt to end it all and relocate the team. And if anybody who knows the Chiefs and their background, Lamar Hunt, he lived every breath for the Chiefs, that community, and that fan base. And so there's a lot of fans rightfully very pissed off right now that it's his son that is taking this away, taking his dad's like legacy and everything. This meant everything to him over a couple bucks, which, let's be honest, this is for the money. This is the Building Entertainment Center. Is what it is, but it's just like one of those things fans are a little bit in their feels about losing it in front of Kansas City. It sounds like they're keeping the name and everything. It won't be the Kansas Chiefs. I think it's still going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, apparently, which is... That's a strange thing. Just like the Bears, if they moved to Gary, Indiana, would it be the Gary Bears? That would be hilarious. What's next?
Notre Dame and USC failed to reach an agreement to extend their iconic series. And as a Notre Dame fan, I'm a little disappointed. Even though I understand the games that these coaches and these universities are playing now, they're understanding if we're not conference champion, we want to get as many cupcake teams to play because we can only afford to have one loss. And if we win for the rest of the season, we're going to be in the playoffs. So I'm not really mad. I don't really blame Notre Dame, even though I think Notre Dame wasn't too eager to play USC. Because if you look at it, last year they had the number one recruiting class, and this year they're going to have the number one recruiting class. So USC is actually going to be a better team next year, and they want the easiest path to get into the college football playoffs. So them and Notre Dame's are playing these little games where they're just fucking up rivalry and college football all in the whole just to get in the college football playoff. And I get it. It's a lot of money on the line. Anybody wants to do anything to get in that top 12. So I just think college football is really in freaking shambles now with NIL and late calendar and dumbass teams in the playoffs. But I think all of this is because the playoffs and everybody wants to be those last 12 teams in there to get the money. Because I don't think these teams even want to win. I think now it's just all about money. So bye-bye. Yep. It'll come back around in 2030. But for right now, no more Notre Dame and USC rivalry games. Hey, it is what it is.
Just pathetic, yeah. We'll get into more college football after. But, hey, next up, and I'm going to get through this with the best way I can. The Bears clinch their first playoff since 2020 in their first season with Ben Johnson. I'll admit it, the culture is totally different. The atmosphere, the team, the way they play, everything is totally different, and it absolutely sucks. The rivalry, like we said weeks ago, is back. Packers-Bears rivalry is all the way back. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Packers had it under control for a while, despite having no Jordan Love. In the second quarter, he gets concussed, head-to-head, crown-to-crown. He gone. Malik Willis comes in and just keeps doing his thing, balling out. Hey, Malik Willis needs a starting job in the NFL next season. That is one thing that's perfectly clear leaving this game. So, I mean, look, you can blame the refs. The last play of the game where it's internet blew up over. I don't know if you saw it. The Quay Walker jersey getting held. It was all over the internet. The jersey was stretched out a foot long. When you watch the clip at full speed, it visibly slows him down from sacking Caleb Williams on the last play of the game that ends up being the game winner. And I think just what hurt so damn bad as a Packers fan is we've seen this before. This was the Seahawks championship game all over again where you fumble the onside kick and the other team gets it, and then they go down and just dagger you with a deep pass covered, and they win the game on you. So everything went wrong, and I hope there's a rubber match in the playoffs between these two teams because, look, Willis fumbles the snap in OT. McKinney fumbles drops the interception. Josh Jacobs fumbles the ball inside the 10-yard line. Obviously, all the injuries down the Packers roster to key starters. Jordan Love goes out midway through the game. Like, what else could have gone wrong for the Packers and went right for the Bears? Congratulations, that's what it took you to beat us in Chicago. So, I think just more blatant missed calls on both sides of the field really impact this game. I'm going to leave it at that for now. What's next?
Last 10, y'all know I love my women's volleyball. And in a household with an ex-Texas A&M great, Texas A&M will women's volleyball win its first national title in program history, knocking off the number one seed Kentucky. And I mean, they swept every set. So let me see. Shout out to Coach Jamie Morrison and shout out to Kendall Stowers, who won the most outstanding player in the NCAA women's volleyball tournament. Once again, first national title in program history, as our A&M people would say. Gig 'em. And congrats to them women for their first title. Big rings coming. Big rings are coming. And there you have it.
There we go. All right. I mean, I feel bad for those volleyball players. I feel you get a lot of great athletes, but they don't go anywhere. You either have to be cream of the crop and get to the Olympics, or your career's over. If there's a pro league, it's got to pay dirt. Nothing.
I mean, the WNBA don't pay nothing. So, hey, listen, they better go be a nurse, doctor, or something, because it's getting a job after that. But, I mean, while it's there, I still like watching it, man. It's exciting. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it's women's volleyball. Who don't like watching women's volleyball? Let's just be clear. It's college women's volleyball. Everybody like watching it. But I'm with you. And I would think that game would be way more popular than really what it is. To me, I think people would rather watch women's volleyball than WNBA.
Really?
Oh. Yes.
Whoa.
Because women's volleyball is parallel to what men's volleyball is. The excitement is the same. The gameplay is the same. The athletes are the same. Like, you actually have just as good as women athletes in women's volleyball as in men, with the high flyers, the tall people. WNBA is not close to what the NBA is. It's bad basketball. I'm just being honest. You got 2-3 good teams, and then the rest is like watching fucking high school girls play, miss layups, and play bad basketball. So I'd rather watch women's volleyball than WNBA. Outside of Caitlin Clark, I'm a big Caitlin Clark fan, so I'll watch her any day.
I mean, you got some girls. There's some girls on the Phoenix. What's her name? The MVP again? Who she just
Asia Wilson. Out. Yeah, Asia Wilson is the greatest ever. Yeah, she's the greatest.
She's a good player. Well, why don't we stay in college for now to expand on some things, and let's start, because there was a ton of debate over the G5 thing, the group of fives, and should they be allowed to participate. And I know, my guy, you hate seeing these shit teams in the playoffs because of this exact situation. And I feel like I know what you're going to say. And so I'm curious to get your feedback, because if you go through the playoff history, even in the 4-team setting, there's been blowouts. I'm talking one last year, right? Tennessee got their ass kicked by Ohio State. So I guess one of the biggest things, like, okay, why is it okay for a Power 4 team to get blown out? And it's like, well, we're not doing anything about that. But once a group of 5 team gets blown out, it's like, well, they can't be in it. They're not allowed to be in it.
I only say this is Tennessee made it because they play a SEC schedule. So them getting blown out is just they maybe didn't just show up to play that week. Let's be clear. And to me, I don't like these G5 blowouts. And first of all, let's start off Dan Lannon. Don't you ever fucking pull your starters, because JMU actually
they came back.
Yeah, and I mean, and they won with the spread. So they fucked a lot of money up this weekend because they covered the spread, which Dan Lanning, a coach told me a long time ago, you kill an ant with a sledgehammer. I don't care. You keep your foot on their fucking necks. You blow them the fuck out so we don't have to worry about this anymore. I'm just telling you, Austin, I don't want to see it. And anybody who knows football understand football needs depth, needs size and speed. These G5 programs just don't have the upfront guys. They don't have the depth on offense and defense and special teams that can compete with these Power 4 teams. It's just, and I heard somebody talk about it earlier. Why don't they just have a G5 national championship? Like, people still enjoy watching the D2 national title. I watched the FCS.
That's because they're D1. They're D1. They're not FCS. They're not D2. They're D1.
But that's what I'm saying.
They're just not a Power 4.
North Dakota State win their titles all the time. I watch the Division II guys. And even the D3 national titles, they enjoy it, be excited about it. Why not just have a G5 playoff?
Because I think, and the argument against that is it's still D1. They're in the same exact. They're an FBS team. They're FBS teams. They're not FCS.
But they're closer to FCS than FBS.
True, but the thing is they're not. What I do like, I saw another idea because I saw something similar. Someone's like, "How about this? There's 2 G5 teams in it. They both lose round 1. They got to go against each other for one more game. See who's the best of the G5s. Kind of like it's like best of both worlds. Like, they're still in, but then they got to go against each other. It's like, all right, who's the king of the G5s?
Yeah,
something like that. But like, it's one of those things. I think, all right, if you want to solve this problem, then we got to find a way to make sure these teams get more tough games scheduled, because the big thing will come down to is like, well, what is their strength of schedule? They're a 1 or 2 loss team, but maybe they've only played one ranked team the whole season, like JMU and Tulane both. Like, really didn't see anything for competition this year. They got Memphis and maybe one ranked game out of between the two of them. And so I was like, well, if we want to change it and create, again, more parity, then there needs to be a way to ensure that they're getting better games scheduled, like Notre Dame. Like, Notre Dame wants to bitch and complain all day long, but then they're the ones setting the weakest schedules ever. USC, same thing. They know the Lincoln Riley experiment has been a total flop on its face. So what do? They get rid of one of the toughest games on their schedule for a yearly basis. By the time 2030 comes around, Lincoln Riley's going to be gone. They're trying to set it up so he gets more wins and can do more for the program with him there before he leaves, right? If people forget, USC is the reason the Pac-12 came crumbling down. They were the first domino to fall. And now USC is the reason that this historic rivalry dating back to what? 1930, 1920. When did that, how deep is this one? It is back to 1926, this rivalry goes back to. And now USC, being the cowards that they are, in attempts to try to get Lincoln Riley some more wins, it's the same thing.
But do you blame them though? Because the ultimate goal is to get in the college football playoffs, and they're saying, if we just fucking go undefeated, beating everybody, we're gonna make it. And then when we get in the playoffs, we'll try our hand with, could we beat a SEC school? Could we beat one of these big programs? Now listen. Granted, I do want the competition. If we're worthy to be there, but these games that the NCAA is playing right now, to me, it's smart. I think it's playing the game in the game. And if I don't have to play good teams, I'm not gonna fucking play them.
You're 100% right. And I was gonna get to my next point. I think the problem is not the G5 schools or anything. The problem is that the NCAA is booming in popularity, and the NCAA college football itself is too. They're booming in money, booming in popularity, but everything is breaking. Everything is breaking around it, which is crazy. The problem here, uncapped NIL money, unlimited transfer portals. These conferences are bloating up. So, like, you're not even playing half your conference on a yearly basis, or you might even not even see someone on your conference schedule for 2-3 years. And so then you got all that going. You got Kenny Dillingham out here begging for money from billionaires because, like, hey, we just need money. Someone dumped money into our school. What did he say? He said, yeah, Kenny Dillingham on what Arizona State needs to become an elite program. He said, we need to find one of these really rich people in this city to step up and stroke a check. We live in Phoenix, Arizona. You're telling me there's not one person who could stroke a $20 million check right now. So college football has...
After he got a raise.
After he got a raise, yeah. So we got coaches out here petitioning and begging for money. That's where the state of college football is at right now, and it's pathetic. You got the backroom deals happening. You got the TV contracts, strong arm in the sport. Like I said, we got the head coaches. Conference championships don't even mean anything anymore.
And this the thing though, Austin. So, and that's what I'm hearing. There's actually supposed to be a cap on the NIL. Like, you're supposed to have that money in the collective. But what I'm hearing is a lot of people who don't have that money in the collective, they're just doing what they used to do back in the days. Hey, here's the envelope. Come here. Hey, here's the booster that's taking thing to people's houses, and come here, because I'm hearing you're supposed to have that money in the collective. It can't just be some unlimited number. But I mean, I think NCAA is a shit show. And now, don't get me wrong, I think it's about to be some good football played now. But the NCAA is the wild, wild west right now. And I mean, but I get it, because it's when billions of dollars, you just never know what you're going to get. And everybody want their piece.
And it's only going to get more just messy. If y'all remember, Utah broke the seal on private equity. They're now involved. They a $500 million investment into Utah from a private equity firm. It was the first time it's ever happened. And you're going to see this is going to continue to happen. There's going to be more private equity money getting into college football now. And that's going to only make things crazier and weirder.
If you think somebody in Texas ain't saying, I'm not going to let nobody from Utah outdo me. So if you think somebody in California won't do it, trust me, it's about to get ugly. And to me, I've always wanted college kids to get paid, because, like I said, I played college football. I understand what the cup of noodles was, begging mom for $25. just to eat. But they put the list out as the highest paid NIL, and none of those guys are like superstars. I looked at it like it was Jeremiah Smith and Archie Manning and Nussmeier and Sellers and DJ Lagway. And I'm like, all of these guys are bums. So they're just giving money to whoever, whenever.
Besides Jeremiah.
But he's had a kind of down year. I heard his drops this year was like double what he's done ever in his career there. So, I mean, even the money's getting to him now. So
that's a problem. I mean, money doesn't always make you happy, as they say. And the more money has just poured into the sport, the more TV deals have just strong-armed the sport, the worse the sport has gotten, the more of a Wild West it's become. And I don't know where they go. I don't think the NCAA is ever going to figure it out, to be quite honest. They have not given fans a reason to believe they're going to get it figured out or that they have any stability, and that it's not going to ultimately come back to biting the fans, where the fans are paying more money to get into these games. The students that don't got money are having to pay more money to go watch their home team because a lot of programs are in trouble right now, and that's why we're seeing this private equity get. It's so bad. I think the ultimate point here, I think point and blame on G5 is the problem. People love a Cinderella story. People love an underdog story. They want to see those teams come in and at least, see what happens with the expectation they're going to lose. But, think about March Madness. The best games are the ones with the bottom seed comes up and wipes out the number 2 or 3 seed. Those games are the best. And then you got those teams going deep into March Madness and are the best stories all of March Madness. Different format and setting.
But basketball is a little different because even though mid-major teams, they got a 6'10" guy on a team, and they all got legit scores that's a little different. I hate watching it. I'm not going to lie to you, Austin. I hate watching that shit in football. I never like seeing those. I don't like seeing it. I can do it in basketball, but I hate seeing it in football. And like I said, I want to see JMU because a lot of those guys are from Virginia, so I like to see those guys shine. But you're not there yet. Let's not fake that y'all can get there. Put some more time in the weight room. Put some more time on the track. Y'all ain't there yet. So
think about it this way. Most of Indiana's rosters made up of JMU dudes. So you got these G5 schools producing rosters for all the Power 4 schools now. And, of course, the teams being the loudest about this is Notre Dame and Texas, all pissy that, hell, look at what these guys suck. Oh, we should have been in. We should have been in. So, obviously, they're making a lot of noise about it. But then, think about even the coaches. Kirk Cignetti, JMU's next coach, just got promoted again. Tulane's coach, didn't he get promoted too?
He's going to
these guys are just feeder schools for all the bigger programs. So it's keep them out, but at the same time, please make sure they stay competitive so we can steal other players and coaches onto our team. Then
listen, Oregon is looking at some of their best players now.
Exactly.
Hey, we beat y'all, but hey, number 25 or this, hey, we got it over here. Come with us, and that's why I think that's kind of unfair too, because now they're going to poach them.
That's what I'm saying. And again, it comes back to the problem with college football, the unlimited transfer portal, the NIL money. It takes one Oregon guy to be like, hey, JMU, best player. I really like you. I'm going to make sure you get paid $2 million to come play at Oregon so you can kiss that no money, no nothing over at JMU goodbye for the rest of your life. And he's gone. JMU lost it. So again, it comes back to the problem here is college football has got it so damn twisted and wrong that it's they try to make things better and they only make it worse.
Or like a board, maybe a commissioner.
Do they not? They got to have a board.
No. NCAA is like no, they don't have like a board where
commissioners. They got the board of governors. Provides strategic leadership on association-wide issues that impact all 3 NCAA divisions.
Yeah, see, they need a
bunch of dumbasses.
A football commissioner. They need a football board where just NCAA football, where people sit around and how to make this better. Because, 10 years from now, it's going to be wild. I really remember just in the 90s growing up knowing that coach was going to be there for 8 more years, knowing my starting quarterback wasn't going to leave. I knew everybody on the team. Now, I'm telling you, Notre Dame, every year is like I know people and I don't. They're gone, and I'm like, damn, where he's at? Oh, he's at fucking Texas now. So it's like can't even follow the sport. But hey, I am looking forward to these games, though. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to these games.
We got some. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one coming up. All right, let's kick it over, bump it over to the NFL. let's get it out of our systems. We're both in the loser circle this week. Joey's not here to brag about his Bears winning. I guess I'll lead it off with the Packers losing. And, again, thankfully Aaron Rodgers beat the Lions and help us stay alive in the playoffs is as tough as this all looks right now. Look, again, I'll say it. Congratulations to the Bears on needing a CVS receipt of things to go their way to barely win. Mind you, Packers coming in, no Parsons, no Kraft, no Evan Williams, no Zach Tom, no Elton Jenkins. Jordan Love gets hurt in the second quarter. I could keep going if you'd like. So they don't got half their team available. Josh Jacobs, like I said, fumbles inside the 10. McKinney drops an interception. Romeo Doubs drops the onside kick. Freaking Quay Walker gets blatantly held again. Apparently it's not a Parsons thing. Blatantly held again right in front of a ref. Blatantly gets slowed down from destroying Caleb Williams on a sack on that last play. And he completes just a beautiful deep ball to DJ Moore. And as bad as that game went for the Packers, and you can make excuses all day long, everything went wrong for the Packers. Everything went exactly right for the Bears that needed to go right. So that's not going to happen again, right? It won't happen. That's why I would love to see these teams square up in the playoffs. Let's get a rubber match here. The rivalry's all the way back. The Packers had them. They absolutely fell off, and they blew it entirely. Here's the bigger problems. Turns out, and I think we can officially stamp this, the Rashawn Gary pick is officially a bust dud. The extension was entirely a failure. He has not had a sack since the end of October. He has gotten busted on tape this week, jogging around, not chasing. And I think the other problem is, so that's number one, huge issue. That was a huge miss. Number two, and this might go into costing Brian Gutekunst, the GM, his job this offseason, is for some ungodly reason trusting Keyshawn Nixon as your cornerback one and not doing anything. Not doing a thing to the cornerback room besides letting Jair walk, which turns out was the right move. But you did nothing. Nate Hobbs, whatever. He's been so whatever this season. I barely even know he's on the team at this point. Those two decisions alone are going to weigh heavy on what happens this offseason with new ed policy, the new big dog, big honcho around the building on who he decides to keep around. Gary's bust. The Packers have no pass rush. They can't do shit without Micah Parsons on the field. Too many. You saw that Caleb Williams had that easy touchdown. The 4th and 4 coverage bust. He was wide open.
Yeah, I was like, what are they doing?
Oh, and it was Keyshawn Nixon.
What are you doing?
Oh, so those are the two big things here. Whereas those two mistakes alone, and Gutekunst has proven. I have been a Gutekunst defender for the end of time. Because you know what? It took Howie Roseman 7 years to get one with the Eagles. Gutekunst is year 7. I was never ready to give up. But turns out drafting project edge rushers in the top 15 is not the best thing to do when your team is a step away from getting over the hump and you need a guy who can come in and immediately help you and also offers similar long-term upside as a project guy. Gutekunst drafted Lucas Van Ness and Rashawn Gary, both massive projects with limited pass rush moves in the top 15 in 2 years in which the Packers needed an impact player, both times in the secondary. They neglected it twice. They did it again with Jordan Morgan. I'm not sure if you saw it. I saw one of the worst reps in my life come from Jordan Morgan against Montez Sweat. Playing right tackle. For some reason, Jordan Morgan's at right tackle, which he doesn't play. Montez Sweat comes in with a bull rush, and I shit you not, Jordan Morgan did not lay a hand on Montez Sweat, and Jordan Morgan ends up on his ass. Whoa. I have never seen such a bad pass rush. And Jordan Morgan coming off an injury, they had no idea where they were going to play him on the offensive line. They draft him instead of Cooper DeJean when the Packers needed secondary help. They go get an offensive tackle in the first round, which they never do. So Gutekunst's first-round picks, man, again, this is coming from a lifelong defender of the guy. We can reflect on it. There's been enough time to reflect on it now. Have severely cost this team. Rashawn Gary, LVN's been hurt, but shoot, he's still just been useless for the first 3 years of his contract. Trusting Keyshawn Nixon, massive mistake. Jordan Morgan, hurt as a rookie year, whatever, comes back this year, and he's been so up and down, playing all around. They got him nowhere. This team's frustrating, man, and it goes back to what I said a long time ago. There's always something. There's always a reason why this team's not getting over the hump. And now they're still here fighting for a playoff spot. They got to win against the Ravens, which, hopefully. And then they got the Vikings, which hopefully they win that one. They just got to win one of those pretty much. So that was tough, man. They had that game in the bag. They blew it.
Once I seen the onside, and I'm like, in today's football, getting the onside kick, in the 90s, you used to could do it. But now, just the way things are set up, you got to let them know. When I seen that, I said, oh, shit, it's made for the Bears to win. Once they got the onside, I said, oh, the fix is in. Because I haven't seen – I might have seen one other onside recovered the past 2 years with this new kickoff shit and just new football now. It's hard to get an onside kick now. So once I seen that, I said, oh, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to the Seattle NFC Championship game. The fact that same exact sequence has happened twice now, and both times are against the Packers, this team's cursed. It is an exhausting blessing to be a Green Bay Packers fan. Exhausting. They're always good, but they are never good enough. And then they can never get over the hump. It's been that way since they won the Super Bowl. They're always on the doorstep. They're always knocking, but they always fail to kick the door down and get to the top. They cannot get to the top of the mountain to save their life. And another thing, just to make matters worse, there's been 10 games this season where a team has not punted once. Those teams in those games are 8-2. The Packers have the 2 losses. Are you shitting me? God, Lee. Yeah. So that was painful. How about you? How about your Ravens? How are we feeling?
Super. So let me get to this real quick. And I just been sitting here thinking about this. These organizations, and I get it, they give loyalty to coaches who won before. They're super consistent. But they get way too much leash when they haven't won a big game in years. Now, imagine Baltimore a year ago saying, John Harbaugh, thank you. We appreciate everything you did, but it's time for us to move on. And look what Mike Vrabel has done with New England. But now just imagine Mike Vrabel in Baltimore with a way better roster. Hold on. Let's second this one. Imagine what Ben Johnson would have done with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. But we've held on to John Harbaugh. Oh, okay. Those are probably the 2. What if we would have just said, hey, we missed out on them too. We need to get rid of John Harbaugh. They already signed Liam Cohen. If he did that with Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, imagine if we wouldn't have – I mean, because listen, once again, this is year after year after year that John Harbaugh has just blundered being the head coach in the playoffs. They got to let him go because we cannot miss a cycle. We cannot miss another cycle on getting a great coach. Mentor over there, defensive coordinator. I'll take a defensive coordinator right now as a head coach. We just need somebody who's going to add life, but don't blow Lamar Jackson's career not going out here and say, hey, listen, we're looking what's being done in Jacksonville, New England, fucking Chicago. Give Lamar a chance, man. We have to give him a chance. We have to. And it's crazy because I'm a big Lincoln Riley fan as far as offense. Not head coaching, but far as offensive play calling. Just imagine an offensive coordinator wanting to get their hands on the most dangerous quarterback in the league.
Coveted.
And it can also help him develop because I'm starting to see he hasn't really developed throwing. And I get it. He doesn't have too much to throw to, but he's starting to look the same 4 years ago. He looks the same in the pocket. Yeah. So I just be upset looking at Chicago's turnaround, New England's turnaround, and Jacksonville's turnaround. Like, God damn. And listen, I told people I'm a big fan. Mike McCarthy is out there. I don't see why they wouldn't think that he could help our offense. I know he's not you're not a big Mike McCarthy fan. I get it.
I've been through it enough.
But that's what I'm saying. Look what he did with Dak. He was winning 12 games in his sleep with Dak. Imagine what he could do with Lamar and Derrick Henry.
Maybe. He's never had a quarterback like that. He's never had a QB like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Brian Daboll, what he did with Josh Allen, he's out there. We cannot keep dragging our foot with John Harbaugh when it's good coaches out here. We can't keep doing that to Lamar. I'm on that. I've been kind of over the team this year. Zach Orr, you've done your best. I think he's doing it. He always do a second half. He does a second half good job. He can't do this at the beginning of the season when our offense is killing and then our defense is stinking it up. But so I'm not really mad at him.
How many times are they going to neglect to use Derrick Henry down the stretch of football games?
I can't get him for. I don't understand what we got him for.
I can't believe that they are up 24-13. He scores a touchdown with 13 minutes left in the game, and then he didn't touch the ball the rest of the game, and they lose the game. That is the most impossible thing I've ever heard in my life.
Is it him saying, "Hey, coach, I'm kind of beat"?
No chance in shit.
I don't think so either. But the only thing, Austin, I just got to come up with the dumbest shit to even just fathom it because it's NFL football. He's one of the best closers in the league. So I just try to come up with whatever excuse that I can kind of think. Maybe he went over there and say, "Hey, look, coach, I don't want no more carries. I'm over my limits of the year." I don't get it. And we have Snoop Minutes at quarterback. Why do we fucking think he's fucking John Elway or something?
You just flicking the rock is crazy. If you're smart, the Buccaneers and the Baltimore Ravens need to be putting their life and soul and wallets on the line for Clint Kubiak this offseason. There is no other choice. That is the top offensive guy in the coaching market this offseason. We see what the Seahawks are doing. You got to go find a way to throw the bag at Kubiak the way the Jaguars did the Cohen and stole him last minute from the Buccaneers. You got to throw the bag at him. It's just Orr is doing fine enough. He's not going to be leaving any time for a head coaching job. Let's put it that way.
At all. Exactly.
So, and I'm not sure that there's any confidence much left in Monken, the play caller on offense.
No, get him. And once again, these OCs, they look at what they're doing with. He's probably thinking, if I'm doing this with Sam Darnold, that's why Ben Johnson chose Chicago, because he was like, he waited for a quarterback that he knew he could develop and get what he needed to get out of him. Same thing as Lynn Cohn. He wasn't just going to take any job. He looked at Trevor Lawrence and said, I can work with that. You can't tell me Kubiak's not looking at Lamar like, shit, I'm doing this with Sam Darnold. What you think I'm going to do with Lamar?
I mean, that's you mentioned a couple coaches. So, right, the Giants, Brian Daboll came up. So why don't we pivot over to the Giants really quick?
Okay.
If we recall, the Giants fired Brian Daboll November 10th after a 2-8 start. However, the Giants' losing streak is now at 9 games, and their offensive play has entirely deteriorated and gone away. The spark that they found once Dart came in, gone. Ever since they got rid of Daboll. The team, if you watch, I just saw a couple interviews of the team after the game, their most recent game. Oh boy, that is one of the most defeated looking teams I have ever seen. Every player talk about how annoying it is that they keep losing, how bad this is. Every post-game player interview looks like they are so checked out. Their brain is already deep into Cancun vacation. And it seems like all the flair with Jackson Dart and Daboll, which again, Dart was Daboll's guy. He made the team draft Dart. It worked. It was looking really good with no neighbors, with no Scadaboo. It was looking revitalized. And then out of nowhere, just another blown fourth quarter lead. Not nowhere. They blow another fourth quarter lead. They fire Daboll, and it's been a freaking shit show ever since then. And now we're to the point of somehow there's rumors swirling that they might go out and trade Dart this offseason and try to draft another quarterback in one of the most uninspiring quarterback draft classes we've seen, because they're going to be at the top of the draft picks for Mendoza, for Moore. And so when people said, yeah, you got rid of Dable, but the problem is still in the building. The problem is in the front office, less than it was Dable. It's like, I think Dart is what's crazy because everyone's like, yeah, we could trade Dart and get a whole shitload for him. It's like, well, if you can get a whole bunch of things for Dart, he must not suck if a team's willing to give up a lot for him. And if you look at it, Dart has been one of the best quarterbacks in an EPA perspective in both standard drop packs and creating plays outside of structure. When you look at that chart on the EPA chart, he's right there with all the MVP guys, all the top guys in football. It's like Dable and Dart was working, and the firing was entirely premature. And now it's haunting New York in the biggest way. Like I said, Dart has completely regressed. Everything that was going well is gone. The Giants' offense has lost every spark that Dart provided, and they're just not letting him play football. That was working. Yes, they're trying. You had said something about they're not protecting him. He's out there getting hurt, running into everything. And now they've gone so conservative, they're not letting Dart play in his brand of football, and they're trying to. And now people are like, "Well, he sucks." It's like I think, like you said with the Ravens, Dable was not working. Dable put his job on the line for Dart. It started to work with Dable and Dart. It started to look really good. And then they fired Dable. So it's like, hold on a second. Was Dable really the problem here? This might have worked. And now we're seeing without Dable. Like, I'm thinking because we're seeing the aftermath that Dable's going to get another shot pretty quick here.
For sure. Now, the only thing I do say this, Austin, if you are a coach and you have a certain kind of quarterback you see in your head and Dart's not it, do you say, maybe I'm going to give him a try? But you're looking at Mendoza like he's the perfect NFL prototype guy, pocket guy, 6'5", big arm. Now, and I get it. Listen, it's always a flip of a coin who these college guys get in the NFL, what they're going to be. But some OCs really look at certain quarterbacks like, this is the guy I want. I mean, I think the running quarterback kind of killed quarterback play in the NFL anyway, because I it's too much fucking running around for me. Like, and granted,
everything.
Yeah, I could run as a quarterback, but I wanted to get the ball to my guys. So I was I'm going to stand in the pocket as long as possible. But I think it just depends on what type of coach comes in. But I could see them trading Dart. Now, I don't believe they're going to get a haul for him now. I don't believe that they're saying, oh, you're going to get a lot for Dart. They're going to get a second-round pick and a player. And you're going to have to make a decision. Is that what we want? And just keep that number one spot. But I don't think they're going to get a first-round pick for Dart. I don't think they're going to get a haul. I just don't. I think his bottom kind of fell out. Yeah, his bottom kind of fell out. So,
but is it his problem? I mean, again, I think Dart's just a product of a terrible environment right now.
For sure.
No running back, no receiver one, no coaching. Their coaching staff is in complete shambles right now. What do you expect from a rookie quarterback?
But
and
if and
the organization like, trying to blame him.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're him, you like, shit, I wouldn't mind getting up out of here. But I wouldn't mind.
I mean, and to Dart, though, you got a legitimate wide receiver one. You got Cam Skadab, who seems like he's going to be a menace in the NFL. You got Andrew Thomas. You got a left tackle. Your defense is fucking loaded. Do they underperform at times? Absolutely. But you got talent up and down that defense. And I think the problem for Dart, where Dart's in trouble, is he wasn't the front office's pick. He wasn't the GM's pick. Every GM wants to go get their guy. Dart was Dable's guy. And that's why I think Dart's in trouble, because now Dable's gone. There's going to be a new coach, and it's going to be that coach, whoever they get, is going to get the job because they're aligned with the front office on what they want to do at quarterback. And so Dart's future really is, I think, legitimately up for who knows what at this point. I think it would be a mistake to trade him. I don't think you can possibly place the blame on him. Ever since Dable's been out of the building, Dart severely regressed. And I think it's a coaching and situation scheme, not a Dart. The spark's gone. Dable left, and so did all the spark.
But what if a team like Miami say, hey, look, man, we got Tyreek, we got Jalen Waddle, we got A-Chain in the back. I got this guy that wear khakis every every Sunday that can just come up with all the great plays. Hey, you would be perfect down here, Miami. Hey, it's good weather, baby boy. It's Miami, no state taxes. So when your second contract come in, look what we did with Tua. I just think places like that will say, hey, we could use a guy like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think New York is going to be bad for a few years to come because, like you said, it's just I think ownership, GMs, they don't have a clue what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. So it's going to be bad for him in the next few years. So if I'm him, I would be open with getting up out of there. Now I'm not going to Oakland or Las Vegas. They're less. I wouldn't go to Vegas, but Miami would be somewhere that I would look at and be like, shit, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, A-Chain.
I don't know. It's loaded down there, but they need a new coach themselves. But maybe they don't get a haul, but it's the same thing. If you got 3-4 teams calling on Dart, that should tell you. Like, this is a value quarterback. This is also not a first-round pick. He's saving you so much more money than if you go out and draft Mendoza or Moore. Is the trade-off that worth it? No one is sitting here looking at Mendoza or Moore and being, these are franchise-altering quarterbacks, no doubt about it.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone – they're very good. But if you compare them to other first overall, second overall quarterbacks that have been taken throughout history, they do not stack up to the guys that have come in that are like, this is a franchise-altering guy. This is a no doubt, we are building around him for the next 15 years guy. Mendoza's or more are not it.
If Mendoza make this run and win a national title, will you do you think that would change your thought on who Mendoza is?
I'm not trying to disrespect it in that sense.
No, I know that. I know he's the Heisman Trophy winner, so
they're very good. A team's going to be very happy getting either of them. That's for sure. But in terms of the trade-off between Dart and them, and now you got Dart a year in. He's got his guys. He's built the chemistry up. I just don't think it's worth it to go and spend a 1-1, 1-2 pick on one of those guys when Dart has shown a lot of promise in this offense with his guys, a lot of spark, and now you can go get your first or second pick. Go get someone to help that. You need a linebacker. Go get Arvell Reese. Add him to that defense. That's going to make the guys in front of him better. They're going to make Arvell Reese better. Go do something like that. I'm out on Ruben Bain, by the way, after that game against A&M. Oh, boy. Ruben Bain looked like shit.
Yeah,
no pass rush moves.
He's still good. I think he has to go to camp with Micah and them and learn some other moves. Yeah, he's going to have to learn some moves. But I think he got the tools to. But I think he's going to be more 3 technique-ish. I think he can put some more. Like I think he'll be more Jalen Carter-ish. Put him on the inside. He'll be able to dominate centers and guards. Him on the edge, to me, I don't see it because I'm with you. He doesn't really have any moves. And you got to have some moves on the outside. But I think if he can put on a little more size, he'll be a Jalen Carter on the inside and dominate. So I do think
he's Trayvon Walker. Reminds me of Trayvon Walker, the Jaguars' first overall pick, who's unfortunately, we'll get to him. Let's get to him. How about that?
Yep.
He's been a kind of a bust, unfortunately. But how about this? Talking about Jaguars, let's talk about some AFC and NFC. The team we think that no one's going to want to see in round 1 of the playoffs. Whether they got a bye or not. Who are the teams that whoever you are, please do not let me get paired up with them in the first round. Let's start in the AFC. Who do you got?
Hey, listen, I watched them for the first time this week. That Jacksonville Jaguar team is for real. That is a team that can beat anybody in the AFC right now. They have a running game. They have a quarterback who's playing mistake-free football, making the right reads, just doing everything right. He has the athletic size. And like I said, they have a defense full of nobodies that's actually just flying to the ball, being active, getting turnovers, because they got 2 turnovers against Denver, fumble in the pick. That's going to be a scary team in the playoff. And like I know, when you got those young guys with confidence and you not paying attention to them, they sneak up on you. So I'm going with Jacksonville as a team. Oof, y'all teams better watch out now. You don't want to get them in the first round.
Who do you think would be the toughest team for the Jaguars to draw round 1? You can see we got the. I'm always big Josh Allen. Nobody wants to play that guy if he's on. Like it's just because I'm going to beat every defense.
maybe my defense isn't good, but every time I touch the ball, if I'm on it, I'm going to score and I'm going to do just enough to win games. I'm always just weary of Josh Allen against anybody because he's shown that he can carry a team.
Yeah.
No defense, no receivers.
Yep.
Fuck the coach. Just give me the ball and let me just do me. So I think Buffalo is always going to be scary as long as Josh Allen is upright. If he's healthy, you might lose.
You might, yeah. Like we said the other week, if Josh Allen's within 10 points of your team, you're in danger.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with you on this one with the Jaguars. You mentioned a good running game. They just put 34 points on the best defense in football, top 3 defense in football, and that's with Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers contributing next to nothing, and that's with them averaging 3 yards a carry on the ground. Right, Parker Washington, if anybody knows that name, receiver, led the game with 145 yards. They put 34 on with their top guys doing nothing, their run game being abysmal. And you know what it is? This guy, Liam Cohen, like we've been talking about for a few weeks now, he's on mastermind levels like no one is on right now. He is on an absolute heater. Everything he's pulling out of his bag is turning to gold. The Jaguars defense on the other side has just become must-watch defense with first-year defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli, who comes from Green Bay, mind you, after last year. He left after the last year's season. This is his first year. He was a brutal one for us to lose out the door. Obviously, we're not going to give him the job over Jeff Hafley, who was already there. But Campanelli, man, I was looking up and seeing like what's going right with the Jaguars defense. Because like you said, bunch of nobodies. This Jaguars defense has Trayvon Walker, a first overall pick back in 2022, has been a total bust. He's got 2.5 sacks and 14 tackles this year. And then you got Josh Hines-Allen, their best pass rusher, with only 7 sacks this year and like 20 tackles. They got nothing going on up front. Meanwhile, like I mentioned, Anthony Campanelli, something that a lot of folks are talking about, the analysts who really know ball and film much better than me, so I'm not going to sit here and take a lot of credit, but I'm going to reiterate what I've been reading, is that he's been taking a lot of the best parts of the best schemes and actually implementing it on the Jaguars defense, and they're somehow doing extremely well with it. So I actually did find an awesome graphic where they, from an EPA perspective again, because that is an important one, they have been one of the best teams in terms of cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4. They have positive EPAs in all coverages. They're number 6 EPA in man coverage, number 10 EPA in zone coverage. They're doing everything right from a coverage perspective and how they're disguising things. So Anthony Campanelli, first-year defensive coordinator, is giving big Jeff Hafley vibes. He's come in. He's shocking the world. He's done an amazing job with not an amazing group of talent, and it's really helping the Jaguars getting over the edge. As we said, they have one of the best run defenses in the NFL, if not the best. And over the past month or so, they've also posted the best offense and defense combo in the past month from, again, an EPA perspective. So top to bottom, man, this team is rolling. Trevor Lawrence, I was a hater.
He's looking good.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. If you're still a hater and you're still trying to deny it.
Yes. I had to watch it this weekend for myself, and I'm like, and I hate his little release. This is a weird release, but he's playing good. And like you said, everybody said this Broncos defense is an historical Super Bowl defense, and he had his way. And like you said, that Washington guy, man, I seen him catch the number 3s that out. And Moss got him twice. You rushing to get him outside. He put a foot in the ground and turned back inside, and he's going a little quick guy. So just imagine when Travis Hunter come back and Brian Thomas Jr. is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I say imagine when these guys really say, hey, we got to start showing who we are. Those weapons are going to be crazy. And I do want to say this because I know NFL guys get mad at nobodies like me calling them nobodies. I'm not saying y'all nobodies. Y'all made the NFL. You guys are the highest level of but I know one of them could be listening to us one day and say, who the fuck are you? Nobody. I'm a nobody. So I don't mean to disrespect y'all. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Don't get too loud because it'll come up and you have to deal with me. But I don't want to disrespect y'all by calling y'all nobodies, but I don't actually know a Pro Bowler on that defense. So you make the right point here, and it's again big Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen is getting Trevor Lawrence to his ceiling, and we all know
how good that ceiling looks and no one's been able to unlock it. He's gone through a lot. He's gone through a lot of wide receiver drops, and they tried to make that excuse early, but it kept living on, so I validate it. A lot of coaches, a lot of different schemes. That hurts. That's tough to get a quarterback right. A lot of not creative stuff. Urban Meyer was a flop. That was just no juice, no life to that. And as much as people wanted Doug Peterson to work, maybe it seemed like by the time he got to Jacksonville that maybe the league had started to pass him up. Maybe the modern offense, he just wasn't able to stay tight with it, where Liam Cohen is on the forefront of, again, just an ever-evolving NFL offense. Liam Cohen's at the front. His play design has been phenomenal. He's taking things, he's seeing what a defense is doing one play, and then he's capitalizing on the next play. When they run back a similar scheme, the same play. So he's unlocked Trevor Lawrence's ceiling, and that is
you
scary.
can tell it's him because Baker Mayfield took a couple steps backwards this year. You can clearly see that affected Baker because he's moved a few steps back without Cohen over there. So Cohen's doing an awesome job, man.
Yep. What about NFC? Let's move it to the NFC. Which NFC team do you not want to see in the first round of the playoffs?
I've been saying it for weeks, y'all. If you watch this show and you listen, I've been saying the Seattle Seahawks are going to be a problem for anybody. You look at even when Sam Darnold's doing his dumb interception, dumb shit, they're still going to have a chance to win. I think Seattle is a Super Bowl team, and they're just not all dependent on Sam Darnold. But when he's on, he's an elite quarterback, and that defense be biting. Their head coach is A1. I mean, he's a great defensive guy.
Yep.
Seattle Seahawks is going to be a scary out for anybody in the NFC. And right now, the NFC's up for grabs because everybody's kind of looking teeter-totter. Mm-hmm. So listen, Seattle with me, you don't want to see him in that first round.
Yeah, and look, this is a tough one for me between the Rams and the Seahawks, but maybe it's just recency bias, but I'm going to, again, agree with you here on the Seattle Seahawks. What Mike McDonald's got that defense doing right now is they have ascended to, like, they're not the Texans good, but I think they're like I think they're going to surpass the Broncos. Like, the Broncos got torched by Jordan Love. They gave up 200 pass yards to him in the first half, and then they just get torched by the Jaguars offense with, like, no good contributors. The Seahawks defense is cruising. They're one of only 2 teams to have 4 players with 5+ sacks. That's Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Uchenna Nwosu, and DeMarcus Lawrence all have at least 5 sacks. And be very clear that Byron Murphy's presence on that defensive line has entirely turned around one of the worst run defenses in football. You plug him in with, of course, Leonard Williams, and now this run defense is stout. You add Nick Iman, still one of my favorite picks of the entire draft, to that defense, and he just continues to do. He still has some rookie errors.
Yeah, but
he does everything. He does everything. Iman is your do-it-all guy. He's doing it all. He's causing havoc and chaos freaking every play. He's got a few little bumps here and there. But look, man, the Seahawks remain the number 1 overall DVOA team through 16 weeks, regardless of what happens on Monday night, what happened on the Monday night game. But first overall, 8th in DVOA offense, first DVOA for defense. So technically speaking, we're talking about the best defense in football this year.
Yeah,
exactly. Their pass offense is 4th. Their rushing offense is 18th, but it's been 12th since week 10, so it's getting better. Obviously, fans were stoked to see Kenneth Walker has like 164 all-purpose yard game this last week against the Rams, so he finally comes back alive. Their passing defense is 2nd by DVOA, and their rushing defense is 1st by DVOA. So this is the best defense in football. I'm going to take them over the Broncos right now. I know that the Rams just put up a lot of points on them and hung up a lot. This Seahawks team is gritty as hell. They are extremely well coached on both sides of the ball. And if you had to pick out a flaw, well, the flaw is, one, sometimes the offensive line and the run game has not been, moving too much. The other flaw is, like, we know Sam Darnold is prone to seeing ghosts.
Yeah, he can get into his bag where he's looking like an amateur.
Yep, that happens. But as long as JSN is on that field to throw the ball to, Sam, just put the ball in the air, man. That's pretty much it.
I think they need to find more ways, though, to get Rashid Shaheed. Yeah, because, I mean, I tell people all the time, special teams is still an important thing in the NFL. And the fact that he changed that whole energy after his punt return. I just think they need to find more ways to get on the ball on offense because he's dangerous. He is freaking dangerous, and that's also going to be a reason why it's going to be hard to punt to him and kick to him because this guy can just be a home run hitter. So, yeah.
It has surprised me their lack of usage for Rashid Shaheed since he's been traded, right? So this last game against the Rams, he finishes with 1 target, no catches. The week before, he's got 5 catches for 74. The week before that, 4 for 67. But then the week before that, 1 catch, 7 yards, 0 catch, 0 yards, 2. So it's been very strange. Them trying to mix him into the offense, and it looked like, oh, it's finally ticking up, and you're getting him used, and then he just completely disappears again. But yeah, like I agree, huge X factor. Kubiak's got to get better about mixing him into the offense a bit more here. So yeah, I think we agree on this one. This I would want nothing to do with the Seahawks
at all.
Personally, no, at all.
And you don't want them to get home field advantage either, because
playing
with the 12th man is going. I mean, goodness freaking grief. Yeah, that stadium is tough to play in. So,
yep. All right, let's wrap it up. We got it. We talked about them previously, but look, folks, the Saints with Tyler Shough at quarterback.
They ain't Danks no more. They ain't Danks no more.
They ain't Danks. That's a good way to put it. They might be back. The Saints might be a competitive team again very, very soon here. They are winning a lot. Tyler Shough is now 4-3 as a starter, and all other rookie quarterbacks combined are 7-33. So not only has he completely turned around the Saints offense with Kellen Moore, Chris Olave just keeps getting slept on, but his connection with Chris Olave has been really, really good. It looks like that's going to be a great pairing down the road. Again, it's crazy that people forget about Olave because he's hurt, and then it's like Fitzgerald just dying in Arizona because he's got no quarterback play for most of his career. Olave is an amazing receiver, but now Shough all of a sudden is number 2 odds to win Rookie of the Year. Son of a gun. No one would have expected this. So he is now number 2 betting odds to win Rookie of the Year. He's passed Archie Manning for most wins by a rookie quarterback in franchise history, passed Archie Manning for most touchdowns by a rookie, passed Spencer Rattler for most passing yards by a rookie. Rattler did it earlier this year. And now he's the first rookie this year to throw for 300 yards a game. Sorry, he's the first Saints rookie to throw for 300 yards a game in franchise history. And mind you, Drake May also just had his first 300-yard game of his career, and he's been the MVP guy all season. It took him till week 16 to get a 300-yard game this year. And now, of course, Shough's coming off of his latest game, 32 for 49. Impeccable. 308 yards. Like I said, the first 300-yard game. And, And the other thing with the Saints is that offensive tackle was highly criticized. Them drafting, what was his name? Kelvin Banks out of Texas. They drafted him in the first round. It was a highly questionable pick. A lot of people had things to say about it. But now that's looking like they got their bookend left tackle of the future on top of it. He's allowed the least amount of sacks among the 3 offensive tackles taken in the first 10 picks of the 2025 NFL draft. And he's been so good that he's been mostly just left on an island on top of this thing.
Let him go cook.
Just let him go cook. So I think the Saints are back. And I know Ted McMillan is top of the MVP, a Rookie of the Year.
Balling.
But he's balling. But again, NFL, the award guys love giving awards to quarterbacks. There's a real chance if Shough keeps up this pace, he's finishing as Rookie of the Year.
For sure. Listen, I'm going to keep beating the table about getting a young, white offensive coordinator. Evidence is evidence. Listen, I'm going to keep saying it. These young white guys are innovative, man. And they are developing guys that a lot of people doubted. Everybody, why are they drafting Taylor Shough? What has he done at Louis? He's 27. He's not this. They drafted him before Shador and this, that, and the third. Clearly, Kellen Moore knew that he had something. And Kellen Moore loved to wing it around. I'm telling you, that's why Mike McCarthy got rid of him. He said, hey, look, we need to be running the ball more. So he's going to keep allowing this guy to do what he can do and throw the football because Kellen Moore loves to throw. But what a job a coordinator and a good offensive guy can do with a quarterback. And I mean, I think he has all the tools, big, can make every throw. I'm with you. I don't want to say they're back, but clearly their offense have found their guy for the next few years. And I mean, I can't call him franchise because he's like super old, so I don't know how much longer he has. But I think if you keep building around him and get a decent defense next year, y'all might have something to say because he's on a tear what he's on. So
yeah,
we'll see.
He's doing better than Derek Carr did last year. That's
for sure.
certain. And just half the games. And I think what's to the Saints' advantage here that Shough's working out is the Saints have been in salary cap hell for a few seasons now. So what's going to be super nice about it is now they don't got to draft a quarterback this year, which that's a huge first win. Second of all, Shough's on a cheap deal, cheap rookie deal. He ain't a first round pick.
Nope.
They're going to be able to offload Alvin Kamara this offseason because they know they're done. That's done and dusted at this point. They got their left tackle of the future, Kelvin Banks, on another rookie deal for usually he'll be there for the next 5 years guaranteed. You got Chris Olave, a superstar wide receiver. The defense is going to need some work still.
Yeah.
Obviously Cam Jordan's not getting any younger. Who knows if he'll retire or not at the end of the season. So they're going to need some help defensively, but they got some guys. The Saints are going to be able, because of Shough overperforming to what I think people thought he would, the Saints are kind of positioned to, again, be a competitive team starting next year. I'm just going to say this. I think the Saints are competing for a wild card spot next season, assuming they have, just a normal, they don't do anything stupid this offseason. Yeah. I think they're competing for a wild card with Shough next season.
Listen, I could go with you. I mean, listen, every year there's a team that don't make the playoff and there's a team that don't make the playoff, will make the playoff. So I'm going to wait to the end of the year to kind of do my prediction on that. But I'm with you. When you have a quarterback and you have a coordinator, you have a chance in the NFL because this is an offensive league. You got to be able to score. You got to be able to have the guy under the center. So I'm with you. It's not. I gotta wait and see who doesn't make the playoffs this year all the way around, and then I'll go because I think Detroit will bounce back next year if they don't make the playoffs. But I'm gonna wait to the end of the year to make my prediction on who will make the playoffs that didn't make it this year.
Well, then what about this one? Season ended today. Let's say it. Who's your rookie of the year? Shough or McMillan? Because those are the top two guys.
I'm going quarterback. I'm going with Tyler. Yeah, I'm going with Shough. Because I think McMillan has a veteran quarterback getting him the ball. So yeah, I'm going with.
He's having a big year. He's got 65 catches for 924 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4. That's a dog. But I'm also
got a number. Yeah, he got a number one. He got a number one pick playing at quarterback. So
who's playing really good football, and they don't got shit else at wide receiver.
Exactly. So it's like
yeah. I was gonna go Shough. I think Shough is he the best quarterback in this draft class as of right now? Cam Ward. Cam Ward, the Titans, they beat the Chiefs with some guy I've never heard of at quarterback. And
Gardner
Cam Ward,
yeah, he's terrible.
No, he got hurt.
Oh, yeah, he did get hurt.
I've never even heard of their third stringer. But regardless of the outcome, Cam Ward had some legit throws against the Chiefs. Like holy shit, that looked like an all-world quarterback type of throw. So I still think Cam Ward is going to end up probably being the best quarterback from this class. But if we're going off this year, off this season, despite only playing 7 games, Shough's the best quarterback.
Yeah, he is. Because, I think with Cam Ward, it's a little too late right now, to look like – because like you said, he did make some good throws where you're like, oh, I see it, but it's a little too late for me. He was looking bad early. So, I'm going with Tyler.
Unbelievable. That's a crazy turnaround. The Saints have gone from we are still screwed, we are still dusted for the future to, wait a second, we have hope.
Who that nation? Yeah, who that nation?
Who that? All right, let's wrap it up there. We will see you guys on Friday after Christmas. Hope everyone got a great Christmas. And reminder, we got Butter coming on for the episode after Christmas. You don't want to miss it. One of the most entertaining content creators out there in the space is going to be on, so make sure you listen. Butter, can't wait to have him on. It's Iman's guy. We're going to have some great story time coming up for y'all. Until then, have a great Christmas. We'll see you.